All right, Darrell, I want to take you back, 26 years or so. When I asked you this question before, it was just you and me talking, but I'll have you give the answer to all of our listeners on the huge radio network. I want you to take me back to April 8th of 1974. You're standing on first base. Al Downing throws the pitch, and you see it sail over the left field fence, and you're thinking you're going to be the first guy to congratulate Henry Aaron on his 715th home run, and it didn't work out that way. You tell the story a lot better than I told it yesterday. Tell me about your thoughts in that home run and what was going through your mind when you saw that ball sail out of the ballpark.
Well, I think people need to realize, we were just as excited as any fan, and to be in the ballpark and to get to see an event like that. But at the same time, we knew Hank. What a class gentleman, what a great player, obviously. Probably the best player, I don't know, arguably the best player, but certainly was one of them. And he was later in his career, he was doing something. Remember, he was 37 or 38 at that time, too, and hit the 40 home runs. So that was kind of an anomaly going through all the other stuff that he was going through, the prejudice and all the bad stuff that happened to it. I think he didn't get to enjoy it as much as he should have at the time. Maybe that changed when a little bit. I really was kind of proud of that, as it kind of changed a little bit when Bonds hit more home runs than him. I can't say he broke his record because we can't say it that way right now. But anyway, he had to pass Hank up, and then people realized this is Hank Aaron's record. It wasn't Babe Ruth's anymore. It wasn't. So going through all that stuff, and then what's the odds of being on base? And, in his, 14,000 at bats or whatever he had, I happened to be on base the time he hit his 715th. And so, we all had those things. And I was lucky because I was hitting third in front of him all the time, so I knew I was going to maybe get a chance, to be a part of that. And I'm being on first base, it was kind of a typical Hank Aaron home run. It wasn't a bomb that, although he hit some, but he hit some of those fly balls just kind of came down in the second row all the time. But anyway, this was a more line drive. As soon as he hit it, it was 2 outs. I was running, and if it stayed in the park, trying to score from first. And when I got to second base, I realized it was out. And, of course, my first thought was, I'm going home plate and push everybody else out of the way, which when they do get to the tape, which they usually don't get all the way back to the home plate too often, but when they get there, you may not recognize me. I look a little different now, but I'm the guy pushing everybody out of the plate for the Braves and shaking his hand at first. But Davey Lopes, second baseman for the Dodgers, Bill Russell, Ron Say, and our third base coach, Connie Ryan, all shook his hand on his way around. The thing about that, too, is can you imagine the credible security difference between and letting two people run on the field?
Wow.
And kind of pat him on the back, and especially people kind of knew what was going on back there. And that was a fear for all of us during that time. But it was, it's a moment, I think the biggest at the time for sure, maybe the biggest one ever, biggest baseball moment in history, maybe the biggest sports moment in history. You passed off this icon, Babe Ruth, that there's no other sports figure like him. And so, as you can tell, I kind of enjoyed being at that moment. It was great. I just was so happy for him, too. Everybody loved the guy so much, and just appreciate not only as a player, but as a person. So I can't talk enough about that. Thanks for bringing it up. I don't get to talk enough about it.
So we love hearing about it. Love hearing about it.